Welcome to the Kilo Cabaret. Kilo Cabaret. I'm your host, Kilo, coming to you live from Los Angeles. This past month has been crazy with the holiday rush, and now we're going into 2025. So I'm so excited for you to meet today's guest, Mr. Dr. Henry Louis Gates Jr. But before we get to that, let's catch up on what some of the craziness that happened in this month. Let me tell you, a Los Angeles judge postponed the resentencing of the hearing for the Lyle and Eric Menendez. They cited technical issues and the need for a document review. And honestly, I think it's because they haven't caught up on all the Netflix specials and docs. Starbucks employees have expanded their strike to major cities. New York, even New York, advocating for better working wages and conditions. Meanwhile, Dunkin' Donuts is still waiting for you at the second window. Broadway theaters report record-breaking ticket sales during the holiday season, indicating a robust rebound for sleeping patrons. You know them sleepy ticket sellers. Anyway, also another catchy news, SpaceX successfully tested rocket catching technology, promising cheaper and reusable rockets that could revolutionize space economics. You know, finally I'll be able to get my Uber space option because Uber Black is not cutting it. Last but not least, we got you a nice big science news. Scientists find that adding seaweed to cattle feed can reduce methane emissions by 40%. Woo! That manatee research was brought to you by a guy who lives in a pineapple under the sea. Craziness that went down in this week. I am so excited to meet this week's guest, Dr. Henry Louis Gates, but he's running a little bit late, so I will actually play you guys a fun little rendition of another Stevie Wonder song that I have learned to love and have added to my arsenal of the holidays, magic music, and I hope you do as well. Gratia plena, gratia plena, Maria, gratia plena, Maria, gratia plena. Ave, Ave Dominus, Dominus tecum, et benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Jesus. Ave Maria. Woo, girl. Getting a mastery of the piano. But that is my intention 25 is to always be putting out covers and songs for y'all. Just little diddles that I sing. And trust me, your boy will get the chops tight. But without further ado, let's finally meet our guests for this year, who I hope to have on more and more throughout the year. This is Dr. Henry Louis Gates, and he's just here to talk about an amazing ancestral find. Without further ado, Dr. Henry Louis Gates Jr. Finding Your Roots. Welcome to Finding Your Roots, my friend. Are you ready to dive into the tangled, fascinating web of your family history? Oh, trust me, you'll be ready as you need to be. Oh, you're in for a treat. Let's start with your DNA results. We found a lot of variety here. Your ancestors were, let's say, adventurous travelers. Yes, indeed. Your DNA shows connections to multiple regions: West Africa, Ireland, the Caribbean, and even a touch of Scandinavian influence. And this right here, turn the next page. This is where things get interesting. So, one of your ancestors, called Cousin Chaos, was rather prolific in the 19th century. Born in West Africa, he was brought to the Caribbean as a slave. But here's where it gets wild. He had a certain charm. Women found him irresistible, and well, he found himself, let's say, frequently distracted. He fathered children with at least 5 different women across 3 countries. In fact, your family's tree almost looks like the tangled Christmas light display. 5 women, yes, in the 1800s. Oh, and wait, there's more. Turn the page. One of these relationships got him into trouble. He fell in love with the daughter of a wealthy plantation owner. Big scandal, and it didn't end well. He had to flee to the Caribbean and to the United States during the Civil War. He essentially exiled himself, probably thinking, what's the worst that could happen in a country at war? And no, it doesn't get better. Once he got to the U.S., he reinvented himself as a traveling merchant, but true to form, he fell back to his old ways. More relationships, turn the page. More children, turn the page again. By the time he settled down, he was considered a local legend, a mix of rogue and romantic. Oh, but here's the kicker. Turn the page again. Yep, you inherited some of his, let's call it, spirit, and your DNA shows a unique combination of traits: creativity, charisma, and yes, perhaps tendency to dive into life head first. I'm not saying that your bad decisions are made from him. Let's not blame it all on him. But it does seem like a family tradition to shake things up. Here's the beautiful part. Despite the chaos, every generation of your family has brought resilience to the table. Turn the page. Yes, this is a distant cousin of yours. He became the first Black school teacher in the community in the late 1800s. He took that same adventurous spirit and used it to educate and uplift others. So you see, the roots are full of complexity, love, mistakes, and triumphs. Your family's history is a reminder that even in the messiest of beginnings, there's always a potential for greatness. Yeah, your family is chaotic, okay? The story doesn't end there, all right, but it definitely continues with you. Love to have you on another time. Sad family history. And this is my, show, Finding Your Roots, Dr. Henry Louis Gates Jr. That was so amazing. We are at the end of this week's cabaret. Woo! So please go smash that like, comment on your favorite or least favorite bit, and subscribe to the channel to follow my podcast, my live shows. You follow my newsletter, you'll get pinged on those. But honestly, more than anything, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and Happy New Year, baby!